All right, everybody. So, first, before we get into our reading group, we're going to talk about some learning behaviours that we can have while we're doing our literacy lesson today. So, I'm going to take 3 answers. Joel?
Don't call out.
Don't call out.
Listen.
Listen.
When the other person's reading, don't imitate them.
That's right, we're not going to do reading today. We'll do a little bit of reading together, but not with our books. But that's a good point, and putting your hand up when you want to answer a question. And also you're going to be doing a bit of pair and share today, just a little bit. So just cooperating with your friend and taking turns as well. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some reading strategies. So who knows what a reading strategy is?
It's like a strategy when you're saying a sentence. You always, when there's a full stop, you always pause. You don't just keep reading, and it's like a strategy.
Good that you remembered that from your reading. That's excellent. Yeah. Expression? Very good. You guys have been remembering all the pointers I've been giving you. And also, can anybody give me any reading strategies besides those ones?
Punctuation.
Punctuation, very good. And can you think of any, Joel? When you're reading, so a strategy is...
Paragraphs.
Yeah, that's when you're writing. That's a good one. So,
Expression.
remember to put your hand up and I'll call you. So, a strategy is something you use so that you can read really well, okay? And today we're going to talk about chunking, and also when we're reading a sentence so that it makes sense. So chunking and reading a sentence so it makes sense, they go together, so they're really good friends. So if you think about chunking and reading a sentence so it makes sense, they're really good friends together, so remember that, okay? So who knows what chunking is? Have you ever done chunking before? No? You don't know what it is? I think you would have done it before, but this is just a different name for it.
What's the other name?
Well, chunking is putting words into smaller parts so the word is easier to read.
It's like a homophone. You get one word and you get another word, like saying, like
It's different from a homophone. It's like when you've got into, like what you said, Ellie. What 2 words are into? Put your hand up. Yep, that's exactly right. So, and what about something like this? What 2 words are there? That and man. But today we're going to talk about letter clusters.
3 letters?
Okay, we're going to talk about letter clusters such as these letter clusters. So they're letters that group together that you'll see in lots of different words. So we've done that. And with our chunking, we have to also have our friend, our other strategy, that is reading a sentence so it makes sense. Okay, so have a look over here. Last night I had a cough. Okay, but do you know these O-U-G-H letters together, they don't just make a off sound, they can make a O sound or a oo sound. So imagine if I said last night I had a co. Does that make sense? No, but you could read it like that because sometimes O-U-G-H makes an O sound. That's right. So does that make sense? Is it a word that you know? Co? No. So
Or cocoa.
So we we read it again and we say, last night I had a cough, and does that make sense? Because cough is a word that you have heard before.
Last night I had a cold.
Does it make sense?
No.
No, but sometimes when you're reading, I've noticed, you say, sometimes you guys say words and they don't make sense. So you've got to think to yourself when you're reading a word, does it make sense? Okay, so I'm going to read this sentence to, yeah?
It kind of means when you're reading, you don't just have to say a word just to make the word up.
That's right, you don't just make the word up. You have to use your reading strategies and you have to see if it makes sense. Ellie, can you sit back a little bit, please? Okay, so I'm going to read this with you. Actually, I'm going to read it.
I walked.
Yeah, just wait. I walked, and sometimes when you come to big words like this, we're going to look at these letter clusters T-H-R. It is through, okay? So we've made two sounds, thr and the oo sound, through. The park and saw a lovely flower shrub. So you can look at a word like this too and see these letter clusters S-H-R making a shrew sound. So can you make a thr sound? Thr, 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 thr. Yep, so I'm going to hide this. What is thr? What are the letters? Put up your hand if you know.
T-H-R.
Very good. Very good. Pardon? And UB at the end. So that's how we do chunking. Okay? We get two lots of letter clusters and we put them together to make a big word.
It's kind of like when you do a letter, and when you see the consonant, you have to split it. Yeah.
What's that, sorry?
When you're doing it, when you see the, there's, so you do it, that is in a consonant, that is in a consonant, that is in a consonant. But when you see a consonant, and then you put a line.
Yeah, that's right. So that's a way you can do chunking, okay? And that's also a way that you, when you're reading, so you look at it and I go, I walked, because oo can make an O sound, and I go, I walked through the park. Does that make sense? I walked through the park.
Through the park.
Does that make sense to any of you?
Because it's like
No.
I walk
The park, and I saw a lovely flower and shrub. Does that make sense? No.
What's a shrub?
I'm just going to turn this off.
It's
It's just an alarm so that I know. I'm just going to pause this so I know when. Okay, come and sit back down. Okay, so we'll just go through this again because I think that stopped. Last night I was sick and I had a bad coo. Does that sound? Does that make sense? No. So you have to see if it makes sense. Before bread is cooked, you put it in a big bowl of not dough. No?
Dough, yeah.
Why not?
Because if you put it in a dough, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. I had to go through the tunnel to get to the other side. Is it through the tunnel? No, it's through the tunnel. That makes sense. That's right. So now we're going to talk a little bit about what we've learnt today. Just wait, sweetheart.
Can we do
We're just going to do this first. So tell me what you think that chunking is now.
Chunking is that you're putting words together that have T, so T, H, R, and then
Letter clusters, yeah, or they can be little words like Batman, like what we're talking about before.
that, and then man.
Yeah.
B-H.
Okay, I'm going to go to everybody and you're going to give me your own explanation, Jack, about chunking.
it means when you get there's lots of words and they mean different meanings, and then you get and then you have to try and find the right word to put in a sentence, and then once it makes sense.
So you're talking about making sense strategy. Yep, Caleb, about chunking.
It's
Do you want to have a little think about it? Okay, you think about it.
they're like a bit.
You don't know? So we've just been talking about chunking. Can you have a little... That's okay, have a little think about it.
You've got to choose which one is correct.
Oh, I got it now.
You've got to choose which one makes sense.
Yeah.
But what are you doing with a big word? What are you doing
You
it?
break up the letters. Breaking it up.
You're breaking it up. So what are you doing, Joel?
You break up the word and then you put it together.
Yeah.
Batman, you break it up to Batman.
That's right, and it doesn't always have to be words, it can be letter clusters as well.
And then it comes all together. Batman.
Yeah.
Batman.
Some kids will, my sister, she really likes Batman.
Yeah.
And I said to Lulu, do you like bat or man? And she said Batman.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so now we're going to talk about, Joel, we're going to talk about how you can use your chunking when you're reading. What do you think you might do? So you're reading and making sense. So you're reading a sentence and you don't know what to do. What do you think you can do when you come to a big word?
Add like a T with it or something. Basically, so like if it said code, then you can add a T and then it says coat.
I'll have to have a little think about that. We'll ask Caleb. So how do you think you can use chunking when you're reading? If you see a big word, what are you going to do now?
Chunking. Oh no.
Yeah.
Break it up. Break it up.
Yeah, break it up
If you're
into...
in a test and you have
Break
to
it
break
up to
up
little bits.
error,
Put it back together like a biscuit.
Batman, put bat on one line and then man on the other one.
That's right. Joel, do you want to say that one again to everybody?
Break it up.
It's like a what?
It's like a puzzle. How then you take it apart and then say if that was bat,
Yeah.
then another one was Batman. I mean man.
That's right. But you have to have the right pieces, don't you? You can't just put any old pieces together. They have to make sense.
Like what
Yeah.
he was saying, if you were in a puzzle, just break it and say if Batman was there, and then it said Batman where it's got the label, what puzzle, you have to join that together first, and then you just find that, and then you put man, so
Yep.
you make to put it in,
Yep.
it makes Batman.
Okay, so if I give...
Because if you put a random one in, it won't fit in, and it kind of doesn't. And if it was a letter, it probably like when it doesn't make sense when you just put
It has to make sense. What does making sense mean? What does it mean when you make sense out of the word makes sense in the sentence?
Welcome back again.
You have to put your hand up. Yeah.
But if you went man bat, it wouldn't sound. When is it?
No, that doesn't make sense. So everyone's going to get a turn at answering this one. So what does it mean when you're making sense out of the word makes sense in a sentence?
It means like if there's something wrong, it just doesn't. When you say it, it just goes. I went to some place, and then it just doesn't sound right, so it doesn't make kind of sense. So they're like, I went to something, and it kind of doesn't. They're like, what? So they're like.
Yeah, you get confused. You get confused about what someone's trying to tell you if it doesn't make sense. Okay, Caleb, you're going to have a turn. So, another way of seeing if a word makes sense is, have you ever heard that word before? If you haven't heard that word before, it usually means that it doesn't make sense. Like
Sometimes, like chunking, when you first said, I'm just like chunking, and I thought like chewing.
Yeah, yeah,
Are we learning about chewing?
yeah. That's right. So when you're reading a sentence and you see a word and you try and say it and it doesn't make sense, what are you going to do next time?
So you're gonna try and think of the word that it's got the same sound that the word you want.
That's
And
right.
it's got the same letters that you think it needs in it, and then you put it in, and then you read the sentence, and then you find it next time.
Very good. Okay, so I'm just going to turn that.
Can I start yet?
Yep. So words either starting with THR or ending in OUGH.
N-O-G-H, like thong, beginning. Thong.
Does thong start with THR? It's got to make a thr sound. So is it throng? Does that make sense? Does throng make sense?
What's the other one?
Or ends in OUGH?
Thought.
Does that have a r? Is it throat?
Throw.
Throw. Very good. It has to end in OUGH. Does that end in OUGH? Remember, oat is O-A-T. So do you eat oats in the morning, porridge?
Oh, there's oat in eggs. Oat. Yolk. Oh,
That's yolk, yeah. So you've got through, three, very good.
So throw.
What could you put? Oh, A-T. That's it, very good job.
That one I done.
Yep.
Done throat. Now.
Can you think of another TH or one ending in OUGHT? Do you need some help? What about cough? Do you want to have a go at writing cough?
This.
Do you want to have a go at writing cough?
Cough, but that's cough.
Something that ends with OUGH?
something. How do you spell cough then?
Have a go. That's what you're doing. So it has to end in OUGH and cough starts with C. So have a go. You're going to chunk the word. So start C and then
O-U-G-H.
very good job.
That isn't a word.
What's
He doesn't know
that?
what a yolk is.
That is like
What's
A
a
yolk.
what's a yolk?
A yolk is a yolk from an egg.
that's
Are you thinking about a yolk?
yolk, not yolk.
What are you thinking?
A yolk.
Let Caleb speak. Let Caleb speak. What is a yolk? A yacht.
An egg.
Do you mean a yacht?
Like those little yolks inside eggs, maybe.
No,
A yolk.
Joel,
Just
stop.
let
I'm not
Caleb
talking
talk.
about that.
What do you?
No, it's like that. A yolk. Yolk.
Oats.
With the it is in
Do you eat them?
What?
Do you eat them?
Yeah.
Ah, so oats.
oats.
So it's oats,
So
not,
is it oats?
So it's O-U-T.
it's not oats. But I think what you're thinking is throat. You want to write? Do you want to write throat?
I mean like an oat. Yeah, oat. Yeah. I know those.
O-A-T.
Yeah, I know those. Like, you know, Uncle Toby's oats.
Yeah. Okay. So that's O-A-T.
that doesn't
But does that end in O-U-G-H? No.
So it's got to have
O-U-T.
It's got to have the
Remember some of the O-U-G-H words that we were talking about?
I've lost my truth.
There was cough and doze.
all of that. Is that called? Did I write cough there? Is that cough?
U-G-H. Excellent. Give yourself a big tick. Give
Is that
yourself a
cough?
big tick.
That
Yep, give yourself a big tick.
What is that?
Give yourself a big tick. And have another go.
What is that?
Through.
Oops.
Oh, you want to do throw there? Very
Actually, I
good.
drew it on the.
So what are you going to need? Chunk it out. T-H-R. And what makes an O sound? Yep. But it has one more letter at the end.
A.
That's a good guess, but it's not. It's not that.
U.
No.
Coat.
What's another letter cluster, letter group that makes an O sound?
Coat. I know how to spell coat, don't I?
There's mine.
It's a W.
And then I
Yeah,
spell
give yourself a big
coat.
tick.
Coat.
Very good, but we're not doing lead sounds. We're not doing words that end in O. Oh, we'll just rub out your X. And think of a word that ends in O-U-G-H.
Who wants to
Yeah,
get
do
smoked?
cough.
Who wants to get smoked?
Oh, don't do that, please. Put it down, please, Joel. Put it down. Joel, put it down. Yeah, excellent.
Done also.
Very good. Let me have a look. And
Wait,
When that goes down,
if I get all
when
of them
I
right,
woke up, I had a bad cough. Excellent. I went through. Very good. You just needed an E in tunnel. That is excellent. Can I have a look at yours?
I got to get smoked now.
Can you say these words to me?
2, 3.
Stop. I'm going to take that now.
It's
Let
got too
go.
much stuff.
Let go. I'll just put it here.
Okay, I'm finished.
Cut it.
Look, I got a big tick because they were all right.
Very good. And do they
Look how
all
big
make
tickets.
sense?
Yes.
Yep. Very good.
3. Don't throw rubber.
Okay.
I have finished.